Hello and welcome to episode 65 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. Now, in the last video, we cleared Dragonleaf Gulch here for a fragment of the Ring of Reckless Courage, and Ironstone Gully for a headband of Charisma +4. Now, I was having a little think, and it might be more optimal if you do everything to claim the Camel Lands first. And that would mean that you could claim these resource points here. Okay, we failed to sneak past, so we've got a battle here. Let's hope it's not something horrible, because some of these ambushes will hit you with fights which you can really struggle with. Okay, Goblin Cheetah Eyes, level 5. Let's see what we got. We got protection from arrows. Which is quite helpful. We're going to throw up a displacement on the cat. Since that's who's being aimed at. Fire away. And I don't think we've got anything very useful here. Oh, we got haste.
Resting would be nice. Don't you think?
So that should mean we can take them down, basically.
You should have run.
As long as nobody sneaks up behind us. Ah. Alchemist. That's... yeah, so it's this. The ones that pop up behind you. Incredibly annoying.
You deserved it. Any last wishes?
Primitives.
But with protection from arrows, we're mostly immune to everything they can throw at us.
Tear them apart.
Except these bombs. Okay, that was a bit of a, point and click and run all over the place, but not a particularly dangerous ambush there. It's more, the risk of something like a few elder elementals or something where you're like, oh no, how am I going to get through this? And they'll end up, you end up risking wiping out there. So yes, ambushes are pretty unpleasant sometimes. There's actually a scripted ambush that we might get to appear, which is some goblins fighting some wyverns. But we haven't managed to get that one yet, and that's an unavoidable ambush. Yeah, let's skip them. We're too tired for fighting. So yeah, so this one, and this one we would have been able to claim if we'd claimed the Camel Lands as a whole. And this one, although again that's not too bad, distance isn't too far. Anyway, we are just about absolutely exhausted, so I'm going to rest up here. We'll use rations, we'll have Jubilost, meaning we don't waste as much time. Got our watch, got our stealth. There. Okay. Begin resting.
I wonder why, in the vast majority of cases, brains and brawn are reciprocally proportional.
What? Oh, no. I feel it in my gut. You just said something bad about me. Gods forbid one day I understand what you're babbling.
Yes, make of that what you will. Voice acting wise, I think it's quite funny, but yeah, I'm not playing 100% to immerse myself in the game. So this is Mud Bowl here. The reason we're coming here is we have an errand, and this is in quite a few videos back. But the Old Beldame wants us to bring Rattlecaps from the Mud Bowl, and this is one of the 2 ways in which you can unlock her as a merchant. So she lives just there. So this is one of two ways you can unlock her as a merchant. The other one was to gather the ingredients that you'd find in the Swamp Witch hut area, but you can do this as well. So yes, let's have a little look. And I believe there's a poison effect here, which is potentially dangerous. There we go. Nauseated. Yeah. So what we can do is we can throw up protection from poison.
Friendship lasts forever.
And this enemy here, Tendriculos, this is sort of shambling mound type creature, but level 14. As you can see, it hits hard, but it's not going to have this low dex. It's not going to have enormous AC. You see there, 27. That's not so bad. It's immune to electricity and resistant to fire, so that means we should be able to acid it. So we will see how that goes. But
listening.
Patience.
I'm just going to preemptively
I'm thinking.
do a few little buffs. So we'll use
It's
time to act.
Barkskin as well, and we'll throw up a good hope. But really, there's no need to over buff for this stuff.
No time for idling.
Also, it's immune to mind affecting, so I believe, so there's not much we can do there. Yeah, so Alice is, out of luck when it comes to
I don't tolerate threats.
any of her good spells. That's
Will they ever learn?
kind of as anticipated. So it's immune to sneak attack as well. You can see there. No, sorry, immune to electricity. You can see there. 1d6 electricity immunity. So yeah, we will. But it's not immune to acid, right?
A fine use of my talents.
I think we can close it. Use a bit of Amiri's rage there just to finish that up. One thing I haven't talked about is, or I don't think I've talked about, is when Amiri rages, she becomes fatigued afterwards. But you can equip her with the Heart of Era, meaning that fatigue will be entirely negated, as far as I know. But our mission here is to collect Black Rattlecaps. And the only other thing of interest on this map is just over here. And we get some regular vendor stuff, some potions, but we also get a Frost Battle Axe +1, which is a nice one-handed axe if you needed one. But we're going to go ahead and collect up these Rattlecaps. I think we get far more than we need. Now this quest, because this is an errand, if anything says it's an errand, the rewards are going to be low. We do not get very much from doing this. I'd never
Share my path.
be keen on doing it like where you're just travelling back and forth from the Old Beldame swamp to here and then back if you weren't integrating it into some other loop, because I think it only awards like 300 XP or something. So it's just there if you need to unlock her as a merchant, and if you're passing by. Absolutely no rush to do this quest. That should be something like 14. Where am I looking? Yeah, 14 there. Black Rattlecap. And that's it for this area. That's the splint mail that we didn't pick up, I think. Scale mail, yeah. Right, so that's another half a quest ticked off. Now next, we've had an area that's popped up called the Wolf's Lair. Here, this one. Now there's another fragment of the Ring of Reckless Courage, the shards of a melted ring. Here, so we definitely want to go pick this up. Here we go. And this is a funny map because there's lots of wolves, and this is one of those areas where things spawn out of thin air, which is a little bit annoying. So if we
This
cram
is
ourselves
my
in the
time to
corner a little bit.
shine.
Yeah, maybe that's not gonna work so well. But
Yes.
We should move.
The end draws near.
we are going to
Done with waiting.
Adventures are exciting.
buff up Harem a little bit because he's going to
ready.
take the
Require my
the
assistance?
brunt of a couple of attacks here. They're not very dangerous, but there's nothing very dangerous here at all. However, I don't really want to be in a situation where we
My
accidentally
skills are getting rusty.
have people getting knocked
I
down.
wonder.
So we just make Amiri large because she just works so much better when she's enormous, and we'll haste up. So just a small handful of buffs, nothing
Friendship lasts forever.
too serious. There's a danger of over buffing in these games where you go all out every time you know you're going to be fighting something, and it means you've got to rest a lot, and that means that your kingdom management will suffer. So here they are, just completely out of thin air.
Repent, your life ebbs low.
Fortunately, we are well equipped to do that. There we go. Thank you, Harem. Do like it when you explode things. There. And then it's just a matter of finishing up off up here.
Strike's worth a legend.
And they come in waves. Well, they sort of appear in front of these caves, but yeah, they come in ever increasing waves. It's not that many. We should get some alphas appearing soon. Yeah, here we go. 2 alpha wolves.
This will hurt.
Which at level 7, these are no longer any danger to us at all.
Your time is
Super Lost, what are you doing? There's no need for that.
You should have run. You deserved it.
A clever ploy.
Here we go.
Away, you rascal.
And the last one. Thank you, Amiri. So what we can do is
What troubles you?
skin these various wolves to claim as many pelts as possible to sell, because we're going to be visiting a new
I'll
merchant
share my path.
very soon. So there are 2 things of interest here. One of which is this dead individual here, who's described as wolf victim, who's written all these notes about goblins and how they're accompanied by wolves and wargs, and even down here, and I'm not sure if there's a non-standard pronunciation, but barguests, which are these sort of shape-shifting creatures. So yes, but not anything particularly important for us at the moment. Take that. And the other object of interest is just there. And this is a new fragment of the melted shard of a ring, which is the Ring of Reckless Courage. There, so we can see, sort by type. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fragments there. Now there's actually a couple more
The
wolves
dangers don't frighten me.
here, so we'll... Here they are. So nothing particularly dangerous at all. But we can just finish off this stuff here.
Last wishes.
There we go. And have a go at skinning some of them. And there's also a little hidden cache here, which has, that's all stuff to sell. Well, I mean, the Scroll of Haste is quite nice. And that's it for this map. There's nothing Nothing down here at all. These are very much just like tiny points of interest. And I mean, it's good that they're there, but I kind of wish that the maps they were on varied slightly, because if they had like 10 maps in rotation rather than about 3, it wouldn't feel like you were repeating the same area over and over again. Now I'm just going to save here because there's a perception check for the next area I want to visit. There it is, Empty Skull Rock. Now this is cool because we've got a difficult fight here. So, Empty Skull Rock. This rock resembles the skull of some bizarre creature half buried in the ground. Okay, travelers try to avoid it. That's good. If travelers are avoiding it, that means tough fights, and tough fights are always fun, in my opinion. So, is this not the area I thought it was?
I'll share my.
I can't remember. No, this isn't the tough area. Apologies. This is Troll Hounds. Yep. And this is a very
Is there trouble?
easy area. We basically get a few waves of Troll Hounds, which we need to
What's new?
weather, as it were.
Quiet. I'm
My
thinking.
skills
So-
are absolute.
So we're going to need...
Any brilliant ideas?
want acid, and we'll see what we got. So, ferocious troll hounds of various sorts. 1, 2. Let's see whether we can
Who will
anger
cover
them.
you? Does it matter?
And you two can just stand over there so I can control this lot.
Primitive. Will they ever learn?
You can fight them in this very narrow passage. So the fight is doable at a much lower level because you can corral the enemies down so that they're forced to come through this narrow passageway. Because you see these ones here, they don't do anything because of course they can't because they're trapped.
A fine use of my talents.
There we go.
They go down!
Actually, you two stay over there.
This is
What happens there is I hit backspace, which selects everything. So you don't see me do that or hear me do it unless there's a faint click. But backspace will select the whole party and allow you to give commands to everyone. And I do that, and then I gave the command, and I realised I hadn't intended to send everyone into combat. There. So we can actually go in this cave, and we can go into one over here as well. So that's quite good. Just means more fights,
You
but
will go.
they are simply more ferocious troll hounds. We can just have a little look here. Of course, they've got their regeneration, but regeneration 3 is almost meaningless at this stage unless we had no acid or fire to put them down. But they're only level 4, so yeah, not a big danger here. See, Harem there has been tripped. Attacks of opportunity. Yeah, I can't see it, but I'm not. Here we go. Poor Harem tripped and falls over.
Your time is over. Away, you rascal!
Primitives.
Serves you
There shouldn't be too much hassle here.
stand down.
But having not buffed up at all, you do end up with
As dust.
a couple of issues. For instance, there is the risk that we take a little bit of damage anyway.
And Lindsay was called forth.
But I think that was basically not a buff and click, but just a click. Because one of the main ways to play is sort of, you know, cast every buff imaginable on yourself, then charge in. This is just a cloak of resistance +1. Nothing too exciting. So yes, the buff and crash into the enemies is a very standard way to play these games. Seems to come more into its own in Wrath of the Righteous, because there, not only is it buff and charge, but it's like buff with every single thing you can think of, and then charge in and cross your fingers and hope everything goes okay. Hope the enemy explodes into pieces in the course of one round. That's
We'll do it
about
the
2
hard
minutes.
way.
Go. But
Repent.
we're doing the same thing, but without the buffs, because we're fighting easy enemies. So there's some more interesting stuff in this cave. Not that. We need to pass a perception check, though.
What's
There we
that?
go. So we got a dead
It's time to act.
No time for
gnome.
I am never wrong.
Is that eyebrows I see? There. And this. So these braces of armor +4. It's quite nice. Equivalent of mage armor. And a very cool weapon. This is a keen elven curved blade. So two-handed weapon with the keen property. So it's got this crit range of 15 to 20, which is enormous. You'll be getting so many critical hits with this that you won't know what to do with them. The only problem is it's only a +1 enchantment. So if you're struggling to hit things with it, and of course the damage isn't going to be as high as, say, a +5 weapon. But that's cleared. That's empty skull rock. Entirely done, I believe. I'll just check this way because there might be something else. But and you know, worst comes to worst, I can always come back to these areas off camera because there's been some essential item that I've forgotten was hidden here. There's far too much to remember off the top of your head where everything is. I have to consult my spreadsheet of where the different collectible items are. Because, yeah, like for instance in my video of the troll, the end of the troll keep, there was a had to off camera hunt round for a particular piece of a puzzle. I think what I've missed out on is that there's Bold Hills here. That's the one I've missed. We failed the perception check. This is really cool because you fight a nightmare there. But not to worry. I'll pick it up on in the next chapter. Yes, so round about here, there should be a riverside location, which it's got a fire-breathing horse there of no real importance, but it is there. Anyway, we've made it to this location. This is a secluded lodge, and it's the hunting lodge of Dumra, Dwarven Huntress, who provides shelters for travellers. So this is going to be the last point I think I visit in this video, and there's a few reasons to come here. One of which is later on this plays a role in one of the main plots of the game in the next chapter. So you'll be coming back here next chapter anyway. The other reason is that it's a merchant and that you can rest here without needing supplies. And the final reason is that there's lots of loot to steal.
To what avail?
So this is Dumra here, so we can just have a little chat. And she's described as a sturdy, dour-faced dwarf. Despite the wrinkles on her face, she looks more than capable of handling herself. And these various house rules, and she's very grumpy. I think that's the point. So, what is this place? And again, very surly. It's a place to rest. And if you're out hunting in the south of the Stolen Lands, on the border between the South Nile Marches and the Camel Lands. Anyway, this place is rather secluded for a traveller's inn, and it's not an inn; it's my home. I hunt for a living and let other fellow hunters spend a night here. Although, looking around, it does look very much like an inn. it is exactly the same tile as the other inns. It's got an enormous bar. I mean, that's huge. It looks like it could have like people stacked along it. Yeah, anyway, how long have you been living here? Yeah, a long time. And what's the main prey here? Fox, deer, birds, and more dangerous things. Anyway, that's quite enough, Doomra. You don't have that much to offer us. And we can spend a night here. She charges us, but we can do it without rations. So, but anyway, we'll come back to her in a second. First, we're going to break into everything and steal everything we can. We want milk. Yes, milk. There we go. Stealing all the milk. See here. Table piled high with dirty dishes and cold leftover food. It's a bit of a mess. Yeah, I mean, for someone's home, it looks very much like a tavern. So some nice potions, rope, always useful. We won't take the supplies because we've got enough to last a long time. Cheese and nuts, rice, flour, potatoes, onions. And there's a perception check here, which I think we failed.
Adventures don't frighten me.
That's a shame, because
Adventures call to them.
we're failing a lot of perception checks today. Yep, that contains the key to her room and about 200 gold. But since we'll be back here, hopefully we'll be at a higher level. Let's just hope we
I'll
can
share my path.
bust into the rooms, because
What troubles you?
yeah, right. So open up,
Anything else?
and the next one.
Applause, please.
Okay, that's better. So being the Baroness of the lands, we're here just stealing every little thing
Please.
that's available. This is great. This is a cloak of resistance +2. So we can upgrade someone's cloak. And I guess it doesn't entirely matter with this party composition, but I'm gonna give it to, well, could give it to main character. Feels like it's worth it there. And yeah, that's it. So just a little boost of saves, which is quite nice. We want to make sure we're
Just
still.
letting the ink dry.
I'm positive I found something.
This is the main appeal. Almost 2,000 gold stolen from the innkeeper or house opener. And you know, we've just got a very dull list of everything that's gone on here. This is what do you call it? So yeah, there you go. Told me a new ruler showed up in the stolen lands. For how long? Yeah. Anyway, just a rather uninteresting diary. But snag that. You can see, you know, dirty bed, receipts for shopping. Very nice, important stuff. There's just a few more to open up.
Anything else?
Steal everything they've got.
Applause, please.
So another 250 gold and some
And Lindsay was called for.
nice, what do you
I
call
wrote
it?
it like I saw it. How cute!
Vendor
Anything is
items.
possible.
Oops. We're gonna need you here, Lindsay.
Applause, please.
So this is, again, padded armor +2. That's the second set of that we've picked up. And a falsata, possibly.
Anything else?
And final chest.
Applause, please.
Golden ring. So yeah, the people that stay here are incredibly wealthy. Or they were, since we've stolen almost everything they've got. And that puts our gold at 52,000, which is, yeah, that's quite good. We'll have to plough quite a lot of that back into the kingdom. But yes, as the final point for this episode, we can just have a look at what she's got. And she's got this, Onslaught Gauntlets. This is the last part of our Onslaught set, which we need to return to the blacksmith in order for him to work on his masterpiece. So we're going to go ahead and buy that for 100. We're going to go ahead and sell everything we stole back. We can sell one of those padded armors. We don't really need this, but I'll hang on to one just in case I come up with some use for it. And we'll hang on to all these. In fact, we'll sell the Elven Curved Blade. There's no need for that. But, yeah. there we go. So a bit of a running from A to B as we go along, and it's a pity we failed that perception check because
I'll share my path.
I'd kind of been looking forward to doing that nightmare fight. I kind of forgot entirely that it was there until I tried to remember why we weren't finding it when we fighting troll hounds. But yes, so I'm going to call the video there, and I will see you in the next episode.